Hey guys, Desolator Magic here with a brand new deck. That's right, brand new. Not just, oh, I'm finally making a video about one of the decks I've been playing for 6 months. No, I built this like 2 days ago. And you're probably thinking, okay, with this many decks, why would you build another one? Like just from sheer volume. And two, why do you think you figured out a new concept for Standard right now? Because Standard is pretty darn solved. I think we've boiled it down to the top couple decks and nothing beats them. Well, I've found a wonderful strategy to beating overpowered, stupid, just runaway control decks is to just not let the person play their deck at all. And that's where we have Burn It All. What is this artwork on the deck? By the way, here's how you change it. What's probably the king of the deck is honestly Angrath. So you take Angrath and drag it right there. And then boom, it changes the artwork. So, whoops. Oh, you actually have to save it. That's weird. In case you didn't know that. That's how you do that. Also, I totally forgot. You got to click right here to change it to the sleeves that you got for free with, I want to say the code Starter Styles. Might be wrong about that. And then there's another button. Is it this one? No. I think it shows up on the bottom that says apply styles. And that's how, I got Vraska's Contempt. I legit forgot that I had a style for that. So that's how you take a brand new deck, custom art, custom sleeves, and add all the styles that you have unlocked. That's how you do it. So anyway, let's move on to this actual deck. So anyway, the concept of this deck is, like I said, to not let them play their deck at all, but how do you do that? Well, it's control draw, 3-color Esper control draw with tons of counter spells and removal, duh. But I wanted to be more direct, quicker, and just anything other than that because it's just complete AIDS. So I thought, okay, what do I have with my top 5 completely different from each other archetypes? What do I have the hardest issues dealing with? And it's hand disruption. And think about it. If you don't have cards in your hand anymore, what strategy still works? I mean, there's some, there's not none, but I mean, good luck, you know what I mean? So that's what this does. So it is 71 cards. It kind of has to stay that way for now. I mean, you could maybe cut it to 60, but good luck if I couldn't do it. Just saying, I invented the deck. I mean, it was 82 and I just left it that way because one, an 82 card deck on Arena and an 82 card deck in actual paper, let's just say the shuffler treats it a little differently than in reality. So you can get away with it. Also, Mill is huge right now. It's making a huge resurgence. It's actually like Esper Control Mill. Fun. So that was actually a benefit, a huge benefit. So I don't think 11 extra cards is going to get you that much. But then again, this deck does take a while to win. And just like any red-black deck right now, you've got to get to 4. The deck starts at 4. This is all just filler crap. This is where the deck starts, right here. This is the power, right here. So let's just break it down. We got Divest, where you can nuke anything from their hand directly and spy on their entire hand, so you have a concept of what they're doing. But it's creatures and artifacts only. I mean, okay, you go up against Esper Control, you might not hit, but whatever. At least you know what they're playing. Then Duress, which is the more valuable, and I'm thinking about going 4-2, but then again, if I'm going to lose against the typical deck right now, it'll be because of creatures, and there's a lot of utility creatures with activated abilities and triggered abilities that are, really bad, especially in the other black-red decks. The I don't care if it dies, I have death triggers, who cares decks. So, yeah, this one gets rid of any non-creature at all, except for non-land. Then we got Hired Poisoner. If you're playing black, play this. I mean, a 1/1 Death Toucher. Combat is over. It's that simple. Then we got, it's sort of removal, but it's sort of discard. You can get rid of a 3/1. You can get rid of a lot of obnoxious, 2/1s and stuff in red. At instant speed, hybrid colors, 1 cost. So it's 1 damage to target creature, or Planeswalker, by the way, and 1 damage to that permanent's controller. So if somebody likes to run their Planeswalker down to 1, bye-bye. Which, that happens a lot with the uncommon ones from War of the Spark. And then if you want to pay 4, which is obviously way too expensive, it does deal 3 damage to an opponent. That's cool. And then they discard 2 cards. So all the Mind Rot effects are 3 costs. This is 4, but the optionality, okay. But because of that and the scale and the lateness and the inability to remove anything bigger than 1, I did only put 2 in. So then we got Burglar Rat. This is just something to absorb 1 hit. I mean, this whole deck, you'll probably get hit down into the sub-10s before you just turn the whole game around to just end it. So this is just, okay, I soaked up a hit from a 4/4. Cool. Yeah, that's basically what it is. So you drop it in for 2. Each opponent discards a card of their choice. So if you do this after hitting them with like a Divest and a Carnage or any of the rest of these, oh, it's bad. It's their choice, but they don't want to get rid of any of them at that point. Trust me. You might start screwing with their mana like drops at that point. They'll have to ditch a land. Then we got Davriel. There you go. So, I mean, recurring removal or hand disruption, I'd say, discard, whatever. That also soaks up damage and takes it away from your life total. Also, he's a win con. I mean, I was thinking about putting 4 in. I actually was. I might. Then we got Heartless Pillage. I just love this. It's Mind Rot, except better because it has Raid, get a treasure. So you just swing away with your Hired Poisoner, your Burglar Rat. Who cares if it dies? Oh, look, it has Death Touch. And then you play this. They got to ditch 2 cards. And then you get a treasure on top of it. So you get a one-time mana ramp, which is very important in this deck. I'm actually, wait a minute, Toll the Invasion shouldn't be 3. This should be 2. This should be 3. That actually is a legitimate mistake. So, Heartless Pillage 3, Toll the Invasion 2. So this, like, I think I ran 4-4, but, obviously I start with 4 of everything, then trim it all down. This is cool because they reveal their hand. You choose a non-land card from it, no restriction. Then they discard it, and then amass 1. So you get a creature out of it, and it's your choice. So it's basically Burglar Rat, but your choice, but it costs 1 more. And like I said, you get a creature out of it. So that's decent. It's just, I found that in actual gameplay testing, this isn't as good as I thought it was. Like, it's nice, but it's not amazing for 3. Then Bedevil, I mean, come on. Get rid of an artifact creature, Planeswalker. I mean, come on, of course. Then we got Phyrexian Scriptures. This is a better board wipe than Ritual of Sut. You might have noticed I'm not playing Ritual of Sut. This is amazing. And plus it preserves one of my creatures, which will almost definitely be my who cares I'm going to throw away block anyway, or my Death Toucher, which is still a problem. I love this. So you put a 1/1 counter up to 1 target creature that you own. Well, I guess it doesn't say that you own, but come on. It becomes an artifact and then 2 destroy all non-artifact creatures. So there you go. I mean, can't stop a Golem army, but that's about it. Then, of course, we got Vraska's Contempt. The 2 life is really the only reason I'm playing this. I could play another Bedevil, but making your life total go the other way is very important. So I got 3. Also, this is instant speed. Bedevil is, also instant. Whoops. Okay, whatever. Then we got Rekindling Phoenix because, of course, you can block forever. It's a win con. That's it. You can block forever and it's a win con. What more do you want? There you go. Angrath. Unlimited recurring discard because his +1 is each opponent discards a card and loses 2 life. So his -8 is a win con, his +1 is a win con, his -3 is a win con, and he's removal, and he's discard, and he's damage. Holy crap. I mean, that's why he's a 4 loyalty for 5 because I'd hate to say it, but he is probably the most powerful all-around Planeswalker in Standard. I know some of you just absolutely lost your minds. You're going to say it's Liliana, but just think about it and look at him and see what he does. I mean, cards go missing from their hand while they're taking damage. If they bring something out, you're going to steal it, hit them with it, and then sack it. And then his -8 just wins the game, so they constantly have to worry about that. I mean, this guy, ignoring his loyalty and ignoring his cost just for what he does and how they had to water him down, oh, wow, he's good. He's one of the top. For sure, top 5. And then speaking of Liliana, of course, we got 3 of hers. So I realized this deck doesn't have a win con. I can't just lean on Rekindling. That's stupid. Somebody might just pin it down or something. So obviously this is a win con. The -9, they're just going to forfeit. And if they don't, just do something to hit them for 1 damage every turn. I don't really even care what, and you'll just win. Hell, just +1 her again, bring out a zombie. So it's plus creatures, it's card draw, and then it's creature removal, and it's also win con. I mean, there you go. There's a reason she costs 6. I still think with 6 loyalty for 6, I still think she should be banned. I think she's a little bit too powerful. Every time I play against her, it is a nightmare trying to get rid of her. And usually people are running this just ridiculous, like, reassembling skeleton thing where they don't care if their own stuff dies. And, oh, so annoying. I hate that deck. The black-white version and the black-red version, I really think she should be banned. I think she's... It's close, but she's just pushing the line a little bit too much. I think she's crossed the line. Then we got Banefire. I mean, you could kill an opponent, it's creature removal, and it gets rid of a Planeswalker. it's basically Vraska's Contempt, but better. So, of course, I got 3 of those. And then it can't be countered at above 5. That's huge. And then Finale of Eternity. Really good removal. Also a win con. I mean, that 10 is kind of funny. I mean, it's only your graveyard, so it's not really a win con. But, I mean, if they manage to kill a couple Phoenixes and some Death Touch guys, okay. But other than that, I mean, it's up to a triple removal. And you're only going to really have to worry about stuff that's really fast. So this is like an anti-goblin, anti-red rush card. So you might want to put 2 more of these in the sideboard. Or, I mean, you could really just run Ritual, because this is kind of Ritual of Soot. It's just you can cast it for 3. So, you know, and then you could blow up bigger stuff if you have more mana. So, like, it's better. But if you want to cheap out, just go Ritual of Soot. Because I know Finale of Eternity is not the cheapest card in the world, like financially, and wild card costs. And then you know, obviously this is the what do you call it? The mana base. You do want to remove lands from the deck mid to late game, so you got 4 full blown Evolving Wilds. Swamps are prioritized because look at the low end, and there's 2 Cinder Barrens and 2 Rakdos Guildgates, or just put in 4, who cares, on top of the 4 and 4 of the expensive dual lands here. And so few basics because, well, let's look. Double black, double black, double black, double red, 1 each, but double black, double black. I mean, it's basically the whole deck. In fact, single black, I would even count that because you can't pay for it with red. Like this, you can pay for half of it with red. And then, you know, 2-1, hey, do whatever you want. But past that, oh, you got to have a damn good, damn accurate mana base. And it's over time. It's not just, oh, I need to cast this and I'm done. No, sometimes you'll need this. Sometimes you need this. You don't know when they're showing up. You need dual color generators. So it's got to be that way. And that's really the primary reason that I cut it down from like 80 some cards is because I had like 9 swamps and 8 mountains, and I was just getting color screwed. So and, you know, there's only so many that you can put in. I had 4 Cinders and 4 Rakdos. It didn't matter. So this is, I think, like 39% mana, and it has to be because you have to get to 4. So let's show some gameplay, I guess. I'll just show one game of somebody just getting completely shut down. Okay, before I show actually useful gameplay, I have to show this. If you don't leave a like on this video after seeing this gameplay, your brain is broken. Why is this deck exactly 71 cards on the dot? I'll show you why. Because I'm psychic, apparently. That's the answer. Roll that shit! Alright, finally, I'm going first. 3 land open. We've got absolutely no hand disruption below 3 costs, but it is Davriel. We got the win con. Vraska's okay, depends what he's playing. Now I'm pissed because it's going to be virtually creatureless. He runs Discovery, takes like 3,000 years to pick his card. Remember, this is at 300% speed. Keep that in mind. So I hit him. That's cool. That card is basically worthless. Bedevil is virtually worthless except to take out Planeswalker. But a lot of this mill stall crap, I haven't seen white yet though in this deck, is Planeswalker based. So, okay, there's Psychic Corrosion number 1. I keep nuking his hand because I cannot have him on top of it have control. So he doubles down on the mill. That's what he keeps. I keep telling him to hurry the hell up because he's clearly like watching Netflix or something. He's down to 3 cards. He drops a Drowned Secrets, which pisses me off. Chart of Course, that pisses me off pretty good too because that refills his hand, which is kind of the opposite of what I'm trying to do. I pull 2 Lilianas in a row. I mean, how much more broken could the shuffler be? There's only 3 in the deck. There they are. So at this point, I am livid, but I thought, okay, he's got 1 card in hand. What is he going to do? 6 turns and he's dead. 6 turns, you can't mill me out. So he's got 2 Psychic Corrosions, 1 drowned. Then he gets off Ashiok. Unfortunately, there's no gap in time where I have priority where I can nuke Ashiok before it uses an ability. Apparently Ashiok is genderless. I think it looks like a female. So yeah, I nuke her, but I took a hit to 4 there. So that sucks. I'm down to, I think, like 30 at this point. I thought, well, I mean, 5 more hits. Boom, Ritual of Soot. That pisses me off. Finally, we got Liliana mana, but it's a second Evolving Wilds in a row. I couldn't have drawn worse cards if I tried. This whole game was a disaster. Spoiler alert, I win. So there goes some more cards. I thought, okay, well, I mean, Limitless Zombies, that's not bad. Get rid of another card. It was a land because this guy, I mean, this guy played perfectly. He played absolutely flawlessly. He made 0 mistakes. So good for him. Cry the Carnarium. That pissed me off pretty good. Then we got this Thought Erasure. I don't care. That does nothing. I piss off. Who cares? Let's see. I think I just cast that to Showboat and bring out a zombie. I could have doubled the zombies, but I thought, who cares? Let's slow it down here. It turns out I shouldn't have Showboated because I could have safely gotten rid of that card, but then again, I only have 7s or whatever. So just to make sure that that's not a repudiate, as if I make him discard it. That was a drastic mistake. So I should have known it was a land, but I did force him to discard it. So now I'm too short on mana to bring out a second Liliana. Whoops. So he had to sack down to one of every permanent type. So he kept enchantment and land. I believe I have 4 cards left in my library. So there's 1. Might have been 5. So I get out Lily. Okay. We get out this. Okay. He literally doesn't even have the mana to do anything. So there goes another. I have 2 cards left in my library. 2. One's a land. And guess what this is? So 4 damage on the field. Oh, good. Cast down. Wonderful. Thanks. And I can't do 4 damage. Awesome. So I'm pretty pissed off at this point. I do get the draw triggered. You guys know how my draws have been all game. So obviously I'm not going to draw anything useful. Probably land, obviously. I'm just kidding. Banefire, bitch. So not only that, but I get a freaking usable land on top of it. So I don't even count my lands. I'm just like, you know what? You can count these nuts. F you. You might have noticed I have 0 lands. 0 lands in my library. 0. None. There's nothing there. F you. Take your -3 and go home, you asshole. You and your mill deck aids can kiss my ass. So yes, 70 cards in my library I would have lost. That's why it's exactly 71. Very important that you include exactly 71. Very scientific sample size here. Okay, that was just me kicking a middle player in the balls. This is a real game. So 4 mana, cool. 0 hand disruption except for Angrath. That's a problem, but we basically have removal. So, you know, whatever. So, of course, I'm going to draw more lands because that's how the shuffler works. This is, I already know, a Dragon Egg deck. So I made a little mistake. I hate Captivating Crew. I got rid of it. I should have gotten rid of the Dragon Egg. That was dumb. So this is an ongoing problem all game. So obviously we're going to just curve right into Angrath and just basically win. That's cool. I didn't want to swing, didn't want to give him a free dragon because that dragon has fire breathing, which is pay 1 + 1 attack. So that little crappy egg right there can do like 10 damage per swing in the air. That's bad. So you might think, okay, with Angrath, I should probably steal his egg because then it sacks at the end of turn and I get a dragon. It would be cool, but then my Angrath would be gone. I thought, okay, let's trim it down from 2 cards in hand to 1. Hopefully he's dumb enough to drop the lightning strike and then he has nothing. He doesn't have a way to sack the egg except for the cannon, and then I'll just steal the dragon next turn. No problem. Unfortunately, my math was a little bit off. He did it, I thought it was sorcery speed. He did that at the end of my turn, and then he fire breathes into Angrath and takes him out. So, you know, never said I knew how to play every last little bit of this deck. It's more of me not knowing how his deck worked, but should have read the card. Makeshift munitions, but yeah, finale, goodbye. I mean, game's over. Of course, I gave him an oops because he's an asshole and I hate this deck. So, also, I in case you're wondering, I have 0 respect for anybody in Arena anymore. Just everybody can kiss my ass. Every last person. Every single last person in competitive rank can kiss my ass. So, not going to take out Sarkhan. He's dead. We got another finale. That's cool. And technically a win con, but I don't think I actually have anything in the graveyard. There is an actual win con, Davriel. Now, I could have left Captivating there if it was any other creature at all. But I didn't want him stealing any of my creatures. Because otherwise, I've got a Death Toucher. I don't need his creature gone. I would just sit on it. So 2 Davriels is a little much, a little redundant. But like I said, there's 2 damage. It's a win con. He gets another freaking egg, which pisses me off. And I pull a useless card, but it had to happen eventually. I got pretty good draws this game, actually. I swing because there's nothing he could do. He blocks 1. There's 1 damage. Yay. And then I believe he blasts it at me, doesn't he? Yeah. Or at one of my rats. I don't remember what the hell he does. 10 years later, remember, this is like 300%. This guy was playing so damn slow. I cannot stand people like this. So that's 2 more damage. I think at this point, with full 6 fire breathing, I think I would have lost before he did. But he takes out Davriel. That's actually a good, safe move, considering the amount of cards I had in hand. But he forgot that the shuffler's broken. Of course, I have another Davriel. So I take out Thud, I believe that was, which would have probably instantly killed me the next turn. I'm not sure if Thud or versus Fire Breathing would have actually been a net gain. So he takes out the other Davriel because he got all the time in the world. Game is over. I can block forever. Ta-da! And if he's dumb enough to swing this turn, not only would I probably just take it, but if I really wanted to, if I wanted to be safe, so he's dead. Like I said, if I wanted to be safe, I would just take the damage, but I could just block with the Phoenix, get an egg, get a Phoenix back on my turn, swing for 4 in the air, I win. So he knew it. He knew it was done. Now, I could have pulled Bedevil. I could have pulled the Vraskas. I could have pulled another Finale. I guess I could have pulled a Phyrexian whatever saga. All of those would have gotten rid of that dragon, and he had nothing else because I unloaded his hand for him. And usually at this point, I'm sitting on, either an extra charge on Davriel or another, no, actually don't hold that in your hand card. So, yeah, pretty much just took his whole deck and he threw something out, I blew it up, and anything valuable in hand, I got rid of it before he could throw it out. That's just what this deck does. Perfect representative game. So, deck listed in the description. Feel free to build this, piss people off on Arena with it. And just for the record, this plays way better in best of 3 because what if he wasn't playing any creatures and I kept that opening hand, 4 lands and 3 removals? I'd be screwed. I would absolutely mulligan into some 1-cost Duress and Divest so that I can stop his stupid degenerate, mill decker, super friends, planeswalker, I don't know, Esper control, anything other than what he had, I would have been in trouble. So knowing what to keep and if it's good depends entirely on what your opponent's playing. So it works way better at FNM, way better in best of 3, just for the record. But I'm having no problem winning with it in best of 1 on Arena. So it is quite a good Arena deck. So thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next video.